Hey, what's up? It's your girl Nique, and you're tuned in to Nique at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about Leslie's last video where she dropped a few receipts on y'all at the end of the video where she showed that she was still messing with Clarence well into December. Now, this is my last video on this topic unless Clarence or somebody reacts to my video, then I'll probably, reply. But I highly doubt Clarence NYC would ever direct his following to my channel where it would show and prove that he's a colorist, and they would probably be directed to the videos where it shows that he was disrespecting dark-skinned Black women, telling them they look like black and mouths when they wear blonde hair and stuff like that. I highly doubt he would ever react to any of my videos because my videos, he already know what they do. Anyways, so like I said, this is my last video on this topic, but there was a lot of you guys last night who wanted to chime in but were not able to chime in and tell what you felt about the situation because I had Leslie mom call in, and then I was like, all right, y'all, we done with that interview, let's talk about it and do a recap. Then Chriselle's mom called in, and then she was talking and she was spilling the tea. So I really didn't have time to talk to you guys. And there was so many of you who wanted to, tune in. So, we gonna get into it. Shout out to Steph and Tasha in the building. Hey, y'all. Okay. Definitely go check out their channel. They are doing amazing on here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Let's see who all in the chat. Where is everybody tuning in from? Where is everybody watching from? Y'all know I am in Cali. And matter of fact, Steph and Tasha, what y'all doing for Halloween? I'm gonna be in LA on Halloween. So what y'all doing on Halloween? I'm gonna be out y'all way. So, let me know. But anyways, let me know what where everybody is tuning in from. I gotta know where my night owls is tuning in from, and then we're going to get into this video. Okay. All right. So like I said, Leslie, they have pretty much been going back and forth, and it all started from a made up lies of a book that was alleged to have been from Leslie. Clarence started reacting to the book first. He started spilling correct tea according to his perspective first. He started speaking on Leslie first. He started making videos first. And so after he was making videos and he was reacting to it and he was, bringing light the situation, that pointed more people in Leslie's direction, because although he was saying that he didn't feel like she wrote the book, there was a lot of people who was like, I don't believe you. She wrote the book. She clout chasing. She this and that. So people started to go after her and try to come after her. So then she's like, yo, like, because anytime a big influencer sheds light on something like that, even more people start to get around it, and more people start to, flood inboxes and swarm the story. And it shines more light on a story that probably would not have gotten as much recognition. So she started getting a lot of Queen's fans coming after her, and she like, listen, if he gonna be responding to about 1 million videos and he talking about he making his bag, then hey, I'm gonna tell it from my side, and I'm going to make my videos, and I'm going to, get my bag. Well, a Queen fan who's hypocritical will say that she's clout chasing, when it's like, why can he tell her story and she can't tell her story? Like, where they do that at, where only one person in the story could tell their side? You know what I'm saying? Where they do that at? Only stands think like that, and we don't do stands over here. So anyways, so they have been going back and forth. Clarence didn't like the fact that she started doing her videos, so he strategically tried to put her against Queen by dissing her while he was trying to lift Queen up. Now, a lot of people said that's his girl. He can show love to his girl. He can. But he didn't have to diss Leslie while lifting her up. He didn't have to, each time he bigged Queen up, throw a shot at Leslie. That was childish. That was immature. That was scandalous. And he tried to make it seem like she was a liar, and he tried to make her out to be a liar, like, I've been stopped dealing with you in September. I was very single. I wasn't messing with you no more. I started messing with Queen, or I started talking to Queen in September, and they tried to make her out to be a liar. So a lot of people started saying, oh, she's a liar, she's a clout chaser, she needs to get over it, whoopty whoopty whoop. But she's looking at it like, wait a minute, like, I was still dealing with you all the way up until December at your crib, feet on your head. What's up with Clarence wanting girls to put their feet on his head? I remember there was a picture of Queen where she had his feet all in her all in his face. Like, I tell you about these guys with these foot fetishes. I already did a whole story time and told y'all about my experience with that. But yeah, if she like it, I love it. Anyways, so she did a video, and at the end of her video, she dropped some receipts where she showed that she was definitely still well involved with him all the way up into December. She showed this photo in September where it shows, I think this is one of his hoodies that he was making. I'm assuming that's why she showed that particular one, but it definitely shows she's in the basement. Then you can see September 27th where she's sitting on the couch, and he has the camera set up. Hold on, oh, damn. I don't know if I could zoom in. But if you make it big, you can see that there is a camera set up on the table, and he's sitting there doing a video, and you can see the hoodie that she has. She's sitting right there in the video behind him. So she's proven like, okay, even when you started YouTube, I was still around, because as you can see, he has his camera set up on the table. He in front of it, they in the basement, and she's sitting right there on the thing. Then she also showed, they was getting into some things in November. Okay. And then they was also, hanging out in December. So she showed receipts of the video, and she also showed the smasher pass. So he did his smasher pass in October 21st. Well, at the end of her video, she showed us a clip where they were joking about the smasher pass, and he hadn't even put the smasher pass out yet. And he was pretty much like, I don't know if I'm gonna put it out yet. Let me share that, and then I'm gonna take y'all calls, and y'all let me know what y'all feel about this situation. I've been knew that Clarence was a liar. I've been could see through it, but with these fans, they don't use critical thinking on their own. They just go with whatever the person that they like say. Like if the person that I like says that this is what it is, then it got to be true, even if it goes against common sense, and even if the proof is in the pudding, it doesn't matter. Even if they have a receipt, it doesn't matter. If Queen says that this is what it is, or if Clarence said this is what it is, even if they're lying, that's what their subscribers are going to go off of. So, I'm going to show y'all this. Hold up. I don't know. This say it's not responding. I don't know if my live is frozen. Hold up. Oh, wait. Y'all can still hear me. But it's frozen on my end. Like, I can't click nothing. Y'all can still see me. Okay, I clicked on it. Y'all can still see me. As soon as my screen unfreeze, I don't know what the heck is going on. Like, y'all can hear me streaming, but it's frozen. But anyways, as y'all see, that's the smasher pass on the thing. It say October 21st. She politely kind of showed that he was a liar. Come on, bro. What is going on? Why is it saying not responding? Oh my God, y'all, I can't even do it, nothing. What is going on? Hold up. Let me close some stuff on my screen. Close this. Close that. Hold up, y'all. I'm closing some stuff on my desktop because I don't know why it's not letting me click. I can't click nothing. Like, I could talk to y'all, but I can't click nothing. So, what do you guys think though, while I'm trying to figure out why my stuff is freaking freezing? What do you guys think about it? What do you guys think about her showing the receipts? Because a lot of people were calling her a liar, and they were saying that she wasn't telling the truth. They were saying that, she quote unquote clout chasing. But why does she got to be clout chasing? What if she just a normal human being that don't like somebody lying on her name? Because I don't care how much. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. It kicked me out, guys. I'm so sorry about that. Let me ask somebody. Willie, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, y'all. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Willie, what you think? Tay? Tay? I seen somebody in the chat. They were like, why do we even care? Because it's content. It's something to talk about. And if you didn't care about it, you would not be viewing the live. I see a lot of people go also on to Leslie's, and they're like, well, you need to be quiet. You don't need to be talking. Well, if I don't want to hear somebody say something, I'm not going to click the video. Like, I'm not going to watch it. Like, if you don't want somebody to talk about something, like, I don't understand how y'all would dare say y'all don't want to hear something, y'all don't want to talk about something. Why are we talking about this? But you're steadily clicking on it, talking about it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you listening for the whole live, you commenting on the whole live, you here for the whole show, but then the whole time, why are we talking about this? Why are we worried about this? You're worried about it. You just worried. You just thinking differently because you like the person. But if I was worried about it defending her, you would be all here for it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing that I don't be getting with people. But anyways, let's go to some of y'all. Ashley's review.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
So yeah, I was in the chat. I was in the comment section, Leslie's comment section. Most of them are kids. Okay, they are just queen stands and they're children. So I don't think anybody should pay them any mind. But sis came all the way through with the receipts, even though she didn't have to. But I feel like she still was holding back.
I'm sure she probably even got more than that.
I know she do, girl. Yes, she definitely does. And I see that Queen and Clarence posted, like, I think they're trying to
reacting to their moments. Like, come on, how corny are y'all for that?
Exactly. So and you could tell by Queen's body language that, like, she's bothered by everything. So I guess they trying to do like
damage control.
Yep. But sis came all the way through with the facts, and it proves, okay, a lot of people were saying, well, why would he do a smash and pass if he's still in a relationship? At the end of the day, it's entertainment.
Just
Clearly,
like Queen clearly said, she said me and Chris used to do smash or pass together. Like it's a popular YouTube video that people do. It don't mean
exactly.
that you really gonna have sex with them. I could say, hey, would you smash or pass, Trey Songz?
It,
Okay, yeah, maybe I smash, maybe I won't. But I'm not. That doesn't mean that I'm actually gonna have sex with the person. Smash
that
or
is,
pass. It's a hypothetical. It's just like somebody asks, "Who's your celebrity crush?" and you be like, "Oh, back in the day when Genuine was a thing, he kind of fell off now, but Genuine. It's like you're not. Don't mean you're gonna get them. Just mean that it's just.
yeah,
But go ahead.
these kids don't understand. These kids, but grown women, adults, people that have responsibilities, that's been in relationships, people that's married, people that has been cheated on, like people that basically are grown-ups understand. These little kids, they don't understand. They just looking at it as like some type of fairy tale. I don't know. But sis came all the way through with the receipts. I'm glad she did. She's holding back, but that's okay. She shut a lot of people up, period. So, it clearly Queen isn't being honest. She's not being real. She's not being authentic about everything. And that's extremely annoying because you're not relatable. Like, you want to be relatable, but you're not.
Well, all right. Thank you for calling in.
All right. Bye bye.
Um. Okay. Your mic is muted. Moving on. Moving on. Elfrida.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hey. Yes.
Okay. So I understand that Queen is like YouTube's sweetheart. I get that. But ultimately, she's a woman. And what upsets me the most about this situation is the fact that Queen has
Wait, hold
been
on.
there.
Wait, pause. Can you guys hear the guest? Somebody said we can't hear.
Okay.
Wait. Can you guys, if you guys can hear her, type 1. If you can't hear her, type 2.
Hello, hello, hello.
Did you guys hear her just say that? Okay, they can hear her. Okay, go. I mean, they can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that ultimately Queen is a woman who we have seen her relationship unfold on YouTube. And so the way that if Clarence was my man, I would have told him straight up, do not address that woman that way because you are downplaying her experience. The same way everything Queen went through, Chris will joke about it, especially earlier on. And it's like, what that feels like for somebody to take the experience they put you through and act as if it wasn't that big of a deal, or just a man speaking down on you. And I'm not saying that Clarence went in on her, but that video where he, like you've said several times, he wanted to lift Queen up by putting Leslie down. You don't do that. And that is just wrong. And Queen, like the other caller just said, if you're going to be relatable, be 100% all the time. And ultimately, what it comes down to, Queen knows that she's wrong. Clarence knows that he's wrong. Admit that maybe, we didn't find ourselves in the most ideal situation at the time, but we're here now. This may not have been the best way to get together, but this is where we are now. And we know that there are other parties involved that may have gotten hurt by it. And we apologize for that, however it was perceived. To me, I would respect that more than trying to downplay this woman's experience, somebody that you've been with for 5 years. And I keep hearing that a lot of Queen's fans are children. So honestly,
but my whole thing is they're not. Like, a lot of the profile pictures are not kids. Like,
and that is the shame.
A lot of the profile pictures are not kids. Like, they're not. And another thing that I wanna bring up too is, like, people miss the shots that Queen throws. Like, yesterday, I did an interview with Chris Sale's mom. She said that the whole marriage thing happened on October 30th. When is Queen dropping her album?
October 30th.
And what did she say was in her album?
For us to listen. Well, I thought she was trying to maybe allude to the fact that she'll talk about the physical abuse that
She was
happened.
like, it's gonna be tea in there. It's gonna be tea in
Right,
there,
right.
or whatever.
I
And,
felt
and what day does it drop? The day that his mom said they got married. So when
that's
she
true.
when she bases things about their relationship, when she bases things and throws shots his way, nobody picks up on it. Nobody picks
That's
up on it.
true.
But
And and
anytime,
and,
go
and that
ahead.
and- I'm sorry. And that ultimately just has to do with people want to pick a side. And honestly, I'm too grown for that. Like I'm not I see these things and I watch them for entertainment, but I'm not on a side. I'm at the end of the day, wrong or right, you cannot discredit somebody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? And their perspective and their experience. And truthfully, it hurt me to my core just because of my personal experience and something that I've been through similarly. I empathize with that woman. Only difference is instead of 5 years, it was 12 years. Okay, so I empathize with her and I'm real grown. So I've been through some things. Now you're saying that it's not all kids, and I believe you. I'm sure that there are adults sprinkled in there, but like I've heard you say several times, let's not act like we can't put ourselves in her place. And I don't believe that she's still in love with him. I do believe she's moved on with her life, but what does that have to do with her sharing her story? And ultimately, I pray for Queen's sake that this relationship works out for her because Queen has said several times that she's gone from one relationship to another. She's still very young. And right now, she's in the height of her career. And the fact that she has not given herself a chance to get to know her, and she throws herself 100% into one relationship after another is very unhealthy. I do not believe in jumping into a new relationship to get over another. It is a recipe for disaster.
All right. All right. Thank you, Alfreda.
All right, bye.
All right. Tia Samara.
Hi.
Okay.
I just wanted to first state that I'm not a stan or fan of either party. I definitely feel for Leslie, but I also kind of feel like she was a little bit naive in the situation. Um, I feel like for Clarence to have told her that he wanted to do things that he couldn't do while she was there, while Queen comes into town, it's kind of like, all right, we're done. We're over from there. You should have known that there wasn't going to be much for you to stick around for after that. And then as far as like the messages that Clarence showed between like Queen and him, I did feel like there was a little bit of flirting from the beginning, even when they were just talking about hoodies, because Queen made it clear that she liked him before this situation. And I don't know, I just feel like maybe Clarence was lying to both of them. Maybe lying to Queen and saying that he wasn't with anybody, and maybe she could have known that he was, but didn't really want to pay attention to it because this was somebody that she been wanted to mess with. And then Leslie probably was just trying to stick around because she was in that 5-year relationship. She did still have feelings for him, but I feel like at the moment that he told her that he needed space and why he said that he needed space is like, you should have took that as your hint to go ahead and go. Because ain't nobody going to tell me, my man is not going to tell me he needs space, pack up all my stuff, and then say it's because he wants to do things that he can't do in front of me while another woman comes here to record videos with him.
Yep. I mean, I do agree with you there. I feel like there was a naivety, but you kind of still kind of hold on to the D shit. I feel where you're coming from. All right. Thank you, Tia. All right. Military Bay.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, so my thing with this whole situation, I've been watching since Clarence and Queen started, and I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it like more than anybody I know. But the thing is that once you hear another woman is hurting from the same thing you were just hurting from, I feel like, or even if you know a woman is involved, I felt like Queen should have backed off. But I didn't know this behind, like, because I mean, obviously she wasn't sharing this with us. Like, oh yeah, he had a girlfriend, and then all of a sudden she was just gone. Of course, she's not going to share that with us. But for me, because I've been hurt like that before, I'm just like, Queen should have just, once he said he had a girl, it should have been a dub. But I just talked to my husband, and I was just like, babe, if you resist, and I'm sitting up here listening to your live and stuff like that. I was like, listen, I need you to listen to that. I need you to listen to this whole situation. I'm just like, babe, if this had happened to you and I laid it all out for him, he was like, I would have aired your ass out. And I'm just like, okay, but what if I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm dating a celebrity, you gonna still air me out? And he's like, and I'm like, exactly, she had the right. I think, I don't care what nobody had to say. I'm a fan of Queen and Clarence. I love them. But Leslie had a right to speak her truth. Period.
And that's on period. All right. Thank you, military bae.
All right, bye, boo.
Get the military checks, girl. Don't spend it all in one place.
Listen, it come in tomorrow. It's the 30th.
I heard that, girl. All right.
Bye.
Tay?
Yes. So one thing that I want to say is shout out to Leslie, because if I was her, I would have dragged Clarence. I would have showed all the messages, because of the way that he is just trying to sit there and act like he was not plotting this whole time on this girl. I do understand the fact, yes, if a man tell you that he needs space and he can't do things that he want to do if you're around, that should give you kind of a head up. But she did say that they had an on and an off relationship. They kept breaking up and getting back together. I feel like the reason why they did not get back together this time is because Queen got pregnant. And I feel like Queen didn't give a damn that he had a girlfriend. He been her crush. She wanted him. She been following him on Instagram. She hit him up because she like, why else will a female hit up a man? Females don't even hit up men like that these days. Like, why are you even hitting up a man in the first place that you married? Second thing, you've been wanting Clarence. You didn't care that he had a girlfriend, because just like the last caller said, once he mentioned he had a girlfriend, it would have been a done deal. She didn't care that he had no woman. And another thing too, I always felt like Clarence always been shady from the jump. He's always been kind of shady. But the fact that I love Queen, I am a Queen fan, but I'm just going to speak the truth. Queen, come on now. You knew what you was doing, sis. Just keep it real. Just keep it real at this point. So,
that's period.
Yeah, just keep it real. Claire's always been shady, but the fact that Leslie's coming out now, she just proved everybody right that Clarence we know for sure he's shady now. Like, and the fact that she just dropped them pictures, he's talking about something. Yeah, I wouldn't have been doing no video like that if I was in a relationship. Then she dropped the receipts. So you a liar. She just proved it. You a liar, and you lucky she didn't drag you. She saved them, because I would have drugged them.
Somebody in the chat said you're not a fan. A fan is not blindly following somebody and not having.
Whatever. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say. I've been watching Queen and Chris since they were Queen and Chris. Okay?
People don't understand that being a fan don't mean that you can't have a mind of your own. Like, I have family members who I love. I love my mama. I would like do anything for my mama. But if my mama wrong, like sometimes I love to to my mama. I'm gonna get up and out of my bed in the wee hours of the night. If my mom got a flat tire, she need to borrow $1,000, $2,000, whatever my mama need, I got her. But if my mama is wrong, she wrong. Y'all think that being a fan means that you have to agree with everything they do. That's not being a fan. You can like somebody and you can be a fan of them, but you can also understand, like, well, I didn't like that. If you are a fan of somebody and you just agree with everything that they do, that means that you're not a fan, you're a follower.
And you're a yes man. Stop being yes man. And have a mind of your own. Period. Right is right, wrong is wrong. And if the proof is in the pudding, are you blind? Like, I don't care what they say.
All right. Thank you, Tay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Beauty and the Beast.
Hey, Nique. Can you hear me okay?
Before you talk, and if you a fan, call in. Okay, that's on period too. Call in. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so I agree with the previous 3 callers. Watching the video with Leslie talking, like, you can feel the pain off of her. Like, you can feel, you could feel that pain as a woman. If you ever been in the position where a man has done you wrong, you should be able to relate to her. Queen Queen just was in the situation with Chris. She knew what was going on. She was not naive, and she did play up on him. And I don't believe that Leslie or her mom is coming for Queen any more than they're coming for Clarence. But Queen spoke out. And when Queen spoke out, then she opened the floodgates to for all of the everybody else's opinion because her story just wasn't sounding right. You know what I'm saying? So she opened up for the that negativity to flow in. And my thing about it is this: if Leslie made this video, Clarence was the one who called it out first. He called Leslie out first. Okay, Leslie was minding her own business. He started it. Your man started it, and this girl feels some type of way. All you had to do was get on. You know what? I'm sorry if you feel that way. I'm sorry if you feel like I done that. You didn't even she didn't own up to nothing, and it's like, girl, miss me with that, and it's like I like her music. I don't watch the YouTube couple thing. That ain't really my thing, but I do like her music and I think she's talented. And Clarence is clearly a narcissist. He's using Queen. Okay. He seen an opportunity and he climbed up on it. That's what he on. And he probably was a bum with Leslie. She most likely was, the one holding him, the glue holding him together. And so when he found somebody that with a name for themselves, a little bit of more of a name for themselves, he went to them. This clearly is a business transaction because when her name fall off or she not as popular, he gonna move on to the next thing. This is just a business transaction, and Queen need to stop being so thirsty for a man. It ain't nothing wrong with being single. You jumping from one relationship.
It's a business transaction that work on both sides though. Like a lot of people, I have to take up for Clarence in that regard because it's mutually beneficial. She said it. She admitted it. I needed to build my channel up. She built her channel up because she already know her fan base is there for a couple. So she had to immediately replace it with a couple. So, it was mutually beneficial. But
yeah, I could totally see that. I could totally see that being like, okay, I can move on with this dude and I can do this, and he look good, he cute or whatever, so we can build a following. But she still had that with Chris, even though Chris was cheating on her. She still had that with Chris, but she probably was tired of being cheated on. So, but instead of her just working on her own brand and promoting herself, she went and she depended on this dude to do it with her. You know what I'm saying? So it was it's kind of like now.
I'm gonna let you get your final word.
Okay, my bad. So it's like, what are you gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do when it's gone? You're gonna have 2 kids and still be in the same position. The only thing different is she got money and more fame. But that's all I wanted to say.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So D, you chimed on in right when I said for a Queen fan to pull up. What's up?
I just feel like Queen, why did she get pregnant so quickly? Like, I don't know. I know she was trying to say she couldn't help it or whatever, but that just wasn't smart to me. When it happened, I just thought that was odd. And now this Leslie girl's coming out, and I feel like what she's saying does make sense. I think Queen probably was plotting on Clarence, and again, because she wanted to get her channel up, and also because she thought he was cute, so she knew what she was doing. That's all I gotta say about it. And Clarence, he knew what he was doing too. He was looking for a come up. Everybody know that. Maybe they really in love now. I don't know, but initially that's how it started.
All righty. Well, thank you, D.
You're welcome.
All right. All right. Kenya.
Yes, I just believe that he used her for a come up. She don't have no backbone. She plays to be an airhead, but she's definitely manipulative. Queen, she want to be loved. She need to get her some therapy and some self-esteem and self-respect. And money is good, but all money ain't good money. He looks miserable in the pictures when you see them together. The videos done show him pushing her off of her when she trying to kiss him. It's very embarrassing. I don't understand how she continue to do it. She can be a star without him. That's all I got to say. And also, they need to leave Chris ass alone. all of this cyberbullying make somebody kill themselves. And Clarence
Well,
started shit.
He gotta stop his
Well,
trolling too.
well,
He
that's
gotta.
true. He trolling, but sometimes he don't be trolling. They was on Clarence, but about Leslie, and he threw Chris in there so they can get off of him and get on Chris. There was no reason for that. There was no reason for that. Yeah, he need to stop trolling, but to me, it seems like she don't to get on his butt and say, "Leave him alone. That's my son, father." Him and Ma talks terrible about Chris, and I'm not really a Chris fan, but all that bullying, all this social media attacking him, they wasn't in Chris and her relationship. Them two lived in the house together, and you done seen in the videos where Queen was swinging on Chris. So he probably is abusive. I don't know. We know nobody lived in the house with them. He
All
ain't
right.
said nothing negative about her. He ain't said nothing negative about her. Behind her man, steady going off and got these little kids and ignorant grown women harassing the hell out that boy. People kill themselves over stuff like this. Have some compassion, forgive, and move on.
All
Have a
right.
blessed day.
All right. Elect of the living. I don't know what all it say.
You hear me?
Yeah. What do it say?
Elect of the living God.
Elect of the living God. What you got going on over there? Elect of the living God.
I'm a prophet. It's a pretty nice guy. but
Oh, when people say they're a prophet, I run the other way.
yeah, I know.
I pull out
We
the
got that.
too.
We got
Pew,
that.
pew.
We got that bad. We got that bad rep. But some of us out here are real. But anyway, that ain't
Uh-uh.
what
I don't believe you. You need more people. I'm about to pull out my 22 in a second. Go ahead.
I. But yeah, the way that the relationship was described, throughout the course of the relationship, like dude is a narcissist, like for real, and he's been grooming. He groomed her when he was with her, would bring her up to these highs and then take her to these lows, and and back and forth, up and down. And just how Queen got him is the same way that she's gonna lose him. Like I see it, like I see it all up in there. He's grooming her right now. He's probably not uh, treating her the way that he treats his ex, of course, but there will come a time and a point where he's going to do the same thing that he did to his ex, the queen, and that's how it's going to be. But yeah, that's all I had to say.
All right, Mr. Elect of the living. I don't like that name and all that. I don't know. But go ahead on.
All right, talk to you later.
Gemini TT.
Um, I feel like the situation's very messed up because I feel like everybody's attacking Leslie, and this girl honestly did not do anything. She told her truth, and by telling her truth, it just so happened to expose other things that people already had speculation and assumptions about. So that has nothing to do with her. On that aspect, I really do feel like she's lying. I don't think Queen knew that Clarence was using her. I really don't, but I do think that at some point she figured out. But it was already too late by the time she figured out. It was more like well, if I leave now, I'm gonna look dumber than the first time I left Chris because I left Chris because I was told by Clarence to make this song so I could officially break it off with Chris. So if I leave Clarence for doing me like this, it's gonna be like you got played out by two guys. So it's a business arrangement because no woman really allows their man to make a whole house upstairs from where they originally lived, because you can't tell me that's a cave, that's a man cave. That's not a man cave, that's a whole condo. That is a whole condo that you sitting in alone. Every video she does, she's alone. Every live she does, she's alone. They're only together when they need to be, when it needs to be publicized or something needs to require both of them around. But you can very much tell that he's not really
What if he in another?
focused
He
on
could
it.
possibly just be like in another room or something.
I feel like if that was the case, for instance, I feel like he's kind of iffy. I don't think he hates CJ. Don't think he hates CJ, but I think he feels uncomfortable around CJ. And I think it's morally because he knows that that's not his child, and he has some type of animosity towards Chris. Because when you really think about it, they've never met. So how could they be so angry at each other? I mean, Chris has all not all right, but he has a reason to be angry because Queen has brought him up while they were still married. And it's like a, how do you expect your husband to feel if you're like, oh, this is my crush, and then you're texting this person that was your crush? Like, it's kind of like common sense, like, oh, that was gonna happen. But at the same time, for Clarence, it's more like a, well, Queen probably told Clarence a lot of stuff about Chris, and Queen never really let Clarence judge him by just meeting him himself. So Clarence is probably going off of what Queen is telling him. He's not going off about physically meeting this person. He's just going off of word of mouth. So it's just a lot of stuff that can be twisted in this. Again, it's like only so many times somebody can make assumptions, because how come they always get exposed and it's always somebody close in the circle? It's always anonymous, but it's somebody they know or they feel that they know. And it's always the same story, just different people. And it's just different things out of that story that was similar and different at the same time. It doesn't make no sense. Her cousin came out, had the same story, but it was more in detail. Then the cousin stopped talking because he was trying to show respect or trying to still be a family to Queen. So it's just a lot within that. It really does.
All
I feel
right.
like Queen just needs to boss up, because honestly, she don't need nobody. But in her mind, she feels she needs somebody, and that's just what it is.
All right. Well, thank you for chiming in. All right. So, and for those of y'all who did not see my exclusive interview, make sure when you get off of this live, I did an exclusive interview with Leslie, Clarence's ex-girlfriend, and her mother. I also did an interview with Chris Sell's mother, and she was spilling the beans on the CPS case. She was spilling the beans on the status between, her and Queen, and how they interact and what happened and da da da. So definitely check those interviews out on my channel. And those of you guys, when you call in, the people that I go in order of who called in first. But when I see people call in and they're on camera, I tend to pull them first, just a FYI. Like, even if other people came first, when people show their face and they're bold to show their face and they don't mind, I pull them first. So just an FYI. Gray.
Oh, hi. Hey girl. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm the type of person, I just kind of look at the situation and I just take it for what I see it as. And honestly, it is what it is. Like, I feel like every girl has been in Leslie's place. Honestly, we've all been naive over a man before, and I just don't like how people are discrediting her, from her story. Like, she has a story too, and it's very similar to Queen's story. So it's like, I don't see how anyone is discrediting her, telling her to move on. It's like, I honestly feel like the girl's just coming out and just saying her piece, and I don't feel like she should be threatened for that. And I just hate when the thing about those two is when they're sitting up here acting like, everything is so perfect with them. And I just don't like that. I hate ingenuine energy. Like, it's just like nothing is perfect with you two. And it's like, it's so easy for them to put the blame on their exes and say that, oh, it was them and they're the problem. I don't know why they're even talking or bringing us up or this, that, and the third. When, I mean, they've done some they've done some stuff too in the relationship. I would appreciate them much more and respect them much more if they would just, admit what they've done. Like, these people are here for a reason. And I feel like, like the previous caller with the whole Chris thing. Like, I mean, I don't take no sides. I'm not a fan of nobody. I like Queen's music. I know how to separate the artist from her music. But it's like, I mean, come on now. Like, this man clearly still loves her. And I feel like that's where that energy from him is coming from. So it's like, I
All
feel like
right.
people should just leave him alone. He needs to shut the hell up too. But yeah, it is what it is.
All right. Well, thank you for chiming in.
Thank you.
Where the queen stands at? Why I ain't stumbled? Where? which queen stan is in the queue right now? So I could pull you next. Which type in the private chat, those of you guys who are in the backstage, which queen stan? All right, we got Danny and we got Carly and we got Brianna. All right. So I'm gonna bring on Brianna, Danny, Carly, all at the same time.
Hi, good
No,
night.
hold
Hello.
up. Hey, hold on
Hi.
a second. All right, go
Okay,
ahead.
so
One at
I'm
a
a woman. In everything, I'm a woman first, right?
uh-huh.
And I have been following up with
Somebody
the
got some. Wait, wait,
story.
wait, 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 wait. Somebody has something playing in the background. Cut off
I'm
whatever's
sorry,
playing in the background. All right, go ahead.
can you hear me better?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so in everything, I'm a woman first, right? And I've been following up on the story ever since it all came out. Yes, it's right for Leslie to tell her side of the story. It's right
Mm-hmm.
for Clarence to side of the story. It's right for
Mm-hmm.
Queen to tell her side of the story. It's right for everyone to tell their side of the story, right? What I don't appreciate, and I just watched the last video that she uploaded when she was saying, hey, you know what? I'm done with the situation. It is what it is. Because really and truly, after 3 years, it's really is what it is. After they've started a whole family, it really has been what it is. And I don't understand the reason why people tend to believe like almost 3 years later, he's playing her. Like, where do you get that from?
Exactly.
No, at no point in time did they state that their relationship is perfect, but what they're saying is they're happy with each other. Why is that so wrong?
Exactly.
I agree. I
Also,
agree.
when Clarence said that, and if you watch Queen's video, she did stated that, hey, Clarence has been saying, yo, he's been back and forth with this relationship. It's toxic. He's been trying to get over the relationship, but it might not be all the way done. And she even stated it that he was involved with other girls. It's just that him and her, they were not like exclusive. They were like some type of friends with
Toy
benefits.
also joined in. She says she feels like what did you say, Toy?
I just feel like people are not listening to what Queen said in her video, and
Exactly,
Exactly.
girl.
they.
I agree.
Oh, wait
And
now. 'Cause
also,
in her
when
video,
she stated, I was wondering because I've been going like all the way back on Clarence's channel, and Leslie stated last night on your live
Carly,
that
wait, let
they
Toy
were
speak real quick. Let Toy speak real quick. Go ahead, Toy.
because in Queen's video, she stated that they were just friends, they were just messing around, and she understood his situation. Now, as a woman, you came here, you knew this man was in an on and off again relationship, and you were in that basement with him. And from the Leslie video, she said that Clarence was still talking to her. So, in my opinion, I feel like Queen was in that basement. She knew that Clarence was not feeling her like that. He was still talking to Leslie. And she was like, okay, well, what can I do to keep him? Because
All right, let Carly respond.
Can I just say one thing?
I wasn't talking. I didn't talk yet. Sorry.
Oh, I thought that was you talking. Oh, that was Brianna
No.
talking.
Yes.
Oh, Brianna, go ahead and respond.
right. So what I was saying is
Just
why after
speed it up just a little bit because you're talking like very, very slow. Just speed it up a
Oh,
little
my
bit.
my apologies. So what I'm saying is, in her on the live last night, she did stated that they were together. So I was wondering, even in the video when Clarence was in Miami, he was balling out and all that. Where was Leslie at that time? Because at that time, Clarence and Queen they were not exclusive. So I was wondering, like, where was she all this time when he was out and doing his thing? Like, clearly, a 5 year relationship is not one to easily get over. They might have been back and forth, right? I noticed that the very first video that Queen came into the picture on that was all the way back in January, like January 21st. She posted a picture that on the 8th of December she gave him a birthday cake and things like that. No one is saying that they weren't like seeing each other or anything like that, but clearly
All
the
right,
relationship at that
Brianna.
point was broken.
All right, I'm gonna pause you for a second. Go ahead, Danny.
Okay, I just don't understand why all this hate is for Queen. Like Clarence was the one in a relationship with Leslie. Clarence is the one who chose up. Clarence is the one who's being deceptive, not Queen. Like, why is none of this hate towards Clarence?
It's
Like,
not that there's no hate towards Clarence. It's just that Queen's lack of accountability. So you knew as a woman going into the situation, he was still dealing with Leslie. You heard him on phone calls with her, and you still decided to have unprotected sex with this man because you figured he's an opportunist and he was
Okay,
that's true.
okay. I want to say
But
something because
why does she have to hold herself accountable at that point in
Right.
time?
Clarence can put
Why
on a
can't he be held
condom. Like,
accountable? That is the
that's
question.
not Queen's. Like,
And I
what?
heard someone said that, oh, she was married and she had a kid and all that. Like, have the people have are people forgetting what Chris was doing? Like, really?
and
Right.
two, they're saying that oh she left CJ, went to New York and did this and did that.
They
Like I'm
cheating
a
on each
parent and I'm a parent and parents need breaks. So she was going through a situation and she left her kid with the other parent. What is so wrong with that?
Right.
wrong with
What is
that.
so
All right,
wrong with leaving the
hold on,
kid?
everybody. We got a donation, a $5 donation that he basically wanted. Nique is so rude and annoying. How are you gonna tell someone to speak quicker? Because if they're talking too slow, it
Right.
delays the live. It drags the live, and we gotta move the live right along.
Oh
Okay,
my god.
we can't drag
that is
now.
that is fine.
We got to move right along. So if you don't like me telling somebody to speed it up, send in another donation, but this time make it bigger each time. Each time you want to let me know something about myself, make
Wow.
the
Right.
donation bigger each time. So right now
Right.
you
Um,
send
Cash out.
5. Next time
she
you want
thought
to tell me how rude I am, send 10. Then next time,
Exactly.
you want to tell me about myself, just keep on making the donations bigger, and I'll make sure to keep reading how you feel about me and how you put me in my place. Okay?
Right. Cash out,
she,
sis.
she South Jamaican.
I
She not gonna take
personally
that
just think
offended.
that everyone should, at this point, just let them be happy. If he is using her and vice versa, it's their business because we
But
all have skeletons in our closets,
They're
right? And they did not say that they're perfect, they said that they're happy.
but
And
Right.
they are never the
but
one to
Brianna,
come out and say,
everybody,
yes,
oh, why are we commenting? Why are we commenting? Because they have put their life on YouTube to
no,
monetize
that's not what I'm
it. They
saying.
That's
I
true.
understand what
comment
you're saying, but what I'm
hello.
or
saying
put
is
a comment on it.
people
That's true.
always tend to go the extra mile. Like last night I was on the live when Leslie and her mom was on it, and someone had the nerve to say, "Oh, do you think that he and Maud are being too close? Sometimes people reach too far,
They for
right?
extra,
Of
yeah.
course, their lives are out there, but sometimes people be reaching too far and
Just
being
want
too
y'all.
rude, and we feel like because they're celebrities, they
Hello?
don't have feelings
Can I
too.
say
But
something?
they're not celebrities, but you know.
Can I say something?
Here.
Go ahead.
They're
Oh,
clearly
okay. So
important
this
enough
is
for
the
all of us to
problem
be
with
talking
me.
about them.
Wait,
Um,
Brianna. Let wait, Brianna.
so the real problem is everyone, Leslie, she can say what she wants, but no one is paying attention to the timeline. You
Exactly.
can say that they came together and did all of that. Clarence and Queen did not become in a relationship to 2018. They said they were in a relationship in May.
Officially,
From
right,
before May to 2017, they were only friends. Leslie last seen him in December. That's what she said. He said in his
right,
video, and she said that he didn't know how to get over her, and it was very toxic from him. His sister
right.
tweeted it. Mob the guy. They're his friends. Even I don't understand how everyone can blame Queen when she had 3 other relationships after Clarence. And
Thank
now
you.
that she feels like she wants to be hurt, she can come back and that's not fair to Clarence or Queen.
I'm gonna interject. I'm gonna interject. I'm
And
gonna
never
interject on
entered
that. Wait, Toy. Wait. I'm gonna interject. See, this is the thing that I don't like about people when they don't be real. Like, I've had a relationship before where I've had more feelings for a certain person and we stopped talking. That don't mean that my feelings for that person cut off because I talked to somebody else. That just means that I'm attempting because I have to go on with my life. But that doesn't mean that what I have with somebody and what we shared and how I felt about them ended just because I talked to somebody else.
And
That's
I
not being
understand
realistic.
that, Nique, but you can't
That
say
is
like
true, but
everyone's
why
blaming
are
a
we
child
always
on
automatically
something else.
subjected
Her
to blaming
child
the
Right.
was
woman?
created
You're not letting
in
other people talk. You gotta wait, Brianna. I'm gonna take
I'm
you off for a
sorry,
second.
I'm sorry.
her child, she had her child, she conceived her child in 2018. If everyone do the math, that's after Leslie's been out of the picture. She conceived her child in June. So you
Right.
guys can't say like, oh, she had a child. She's bringing up stuff from 2017. 2018 is a whole separate year.
Okay, but you're discrediting the lie that Clarence said. What
I'm
she
not.
is disputing, wait a second.
Yes.
What she is disputing is him downplaying that she was done in September. Whether they got into an official relationship in January, they were talking, flirting, falling asleep on the phone, as Queen said, back at the time that he was still entertaining her. That's the problem. It's not
He
when they
was
got
entertaining many people though. If you guys go back and watch that live from Miami, he was entertaining girls in Miami also.
So he been a hoe. Why is this on Queen? Clarence
That's
is
what
a
I'm
hoe.
saying. He like Leslie isn't playing fair. You can't say
Exactly.
like, oh, her feelings her feelings are valid. And he said that I couldn't tell her the truth. You can tell by every video the type of woman she is. He couldn't tell her the truth. Like, I don't want to be with you. He more than likely felt like I'm gonna hurt her if I feel this way. So I'm gonna back off a situation.
so
I've been in a
hurting her is
situation.
hurting. So him feeling like he's gonna hurt her is him constantly going on her live and telling her that he loved her. Like, he got to tell her he loves
That was
her
in
so that he don't.
2017.
So he got to tell
That
her
was
that
her
he
being
loves her and
manipulative.
stuff, so that he don't hurt her. Like, y'all got to listen to what y'all be
He said
saying.
I will always love you, Nique. He said
You
that's
know,
like me. I have
Okay,
an ex and I can
he
say
said, okay, I'm gonna pause you right there. He said that he will always love her, right? That's what you just said, right? Yes
yeah,
or no?
I'll always have love for
Okay,
you. That don't mean I'm
so
in love with you.
okay,
That
so
I will always have love for
okay,
you.
pause. Okay. So now that Leslie is displaying that she still has love for him, why is it such a crime?
It's a
Because she
crime
still
because
has love.
she's
He's
not
in a
putting
whole
the blame
relationship and
on the
got a
right
baby.
person.
So he said that he always would have love for her. Why is it a crime for her to now be reliving
I'm
feelings
not
that was
saying that's a
brought up
crime,
by
Nique.
him? You're acting like that's kind of how y'all acting like it's a crime
No, not.
for her.
No, it's
I
not.
think
It's
you're
not a
misunderstanding.
crime.
I'm not saying it's a crime. What I'm saying is her feelings are placed at the wrong person. Her second video, when
I
she was
agree.
crying, she talked about Queen having a child, not knowing, like, just like,
She talked about Queen like a dog. She tracked her
she really did.
ovulation.
yes,
Like,
and
who does that? Who
who
does
you
that,
don't know
sis?
that.
But
Come
you
Just
on.
don't
like
know
when she
what
did
was
her little videos. If you go back in Queen's videos, Nique, where Dr.
Are
Jackie and
are you dating somebody right now, Lika?
yes.
Okay, and you're a fan of Queen right now, right?
No, I just don't like people to talk
No,
about
just
people
yeah.
wrong.
Okay, who are you a fan of right now that you watch on YouTube that you like and you tune into them every day?
Jackie Ina.
Okay, so Jackie Ina goes and she DMs your boyfriend. He tells her, "Hey, I'm dating Lika," and then Jackie Ina's like, "Oh, still texting him after he says that after your man tell Jackie that he dating you, and then Jackie continue to text your man, and then your man is like, "Oh, Lika, don't worry about it. Like, we just doing business. It's nothing. And then next thing you know, Jackie Ina is pregnant by your boyfriend. You wouldn't feel a way about that?
But
That's
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 not the
that's
same.
that's
You
that's
should feel a
that's
way about your
that's that's
boyfriend.
what? That's
That's
what?
not the
Feel a way
same.
about
I
That's
will feel
what?
away at my boyfriend,
That's what?
exactly.
not at Jackie, because he
Exactly.
owes me loyalty. She don't
Thank
owe
you.
me a goddamn thing.
But are you
Thank you.
still gonna be watching Jackie videos and are you still gonna be feeling the same about Jackie?
I'm not gonna feel anyway. The what's wrong in the
Yeah.
world is that we're
So are
bringing.
you still gonna be tuning in to Jackie's video?
Yes, I will.
after
Yes, I will, because she
No,
owes me no loyalty. The person that I lay with every night, the
watching
person that I
Jackie
spend
knocked
time
up
with,
with her
that's who
boyfriend's
owes me
baby.
loyalty.
You are not gonna be watching Jackie knocked up with your ex-boyfriend's baby.
Right. She lying like a motherfucker.
Come on.
If she
I
wanted
mean,
to not be real, you know you capping. If Jackie got your Jack, you sitting up here watching Jackie Aina
she
every
just said
day.
she listened to the music and didn't turn it off.
I don't care. That's you still
But
gonna
you
feel
just said I
some
wouldn't be
way.
watching her. Why she can listen to the music? Ain't that the same thing?
No,
She
it's
listen to
not. The
Queen.
music comes if
That
she
is
if she playing Pandora. If she playing Pandora, if I play, I could go to Armand and Trey Pandora. I'm not going to listen to Queen, but if I'm playing their Pandora station,
And I'm
Queen will
gonna
come
skip.
on.
You're gonna skip the song if she comes on. That's what you're
right.
saying.
If you hate her so much, you would skip the song.
You got to be fair. If you're not gonna watch her, you're not gonna listen to her as well. All I'm saying is, Nique, sometimes
Y'all
I
be
watch
real.
you all
Y'all
the
be
time, but I
capping
feel like sometimes
so hard.
you take one side rather than being you're sometimes you're biased because of your maybe your own life experiences. But if you just take yourself out of the situation and just look at it, you have to be fair across the board.
Okay, so if you take yourself out the situation and you say, okay, Queen and Clarence, she said they were talking. She knew his situation, that he never had no type of pregnancy scare. So you don't think that Clarence told her about Leslie's
You
situation and
got
not
a
being
problem
able
with
to
me
get pregnant?
screaming?
I
Go
don't
upstairs in
think
your
so.
room where you have a door.
Huh?
Hello?
I don't think
Sorry.
so. I really feel as though
You don't
I
think
really feel
she
as
knew that
though
Leslie couldn't, like Leslie had
No.
issues getting pregnant? You don't think Queen knew that?
Y'all really
no,
think Queen
because
is
Queen
like
had
a
her own
psycho?
issues. She had 2 miscarriages.
Queen said out of her mouth that she told Clarence everything, and Clarence
Yeah.
told her everything
But
about
that
their
don't mean he
relationship.
told other people's business though.
Right.
Because why would Leslie
If you
why would
tell,
Leslie
if
go
you
on and say she was being so malicious by getting pregnant?
Because a hurt woman say anything.
If she
If
doesn't
I'm
know,
hurt
Right.
and
She
I want to
didn't
be the
get
person
herself
back,
pregnant.
I
she
have
did.
been
Clarence got her
Leslie in a
pregnant.
situation.
What the
So
hell?
I
What are
know.
y'all talking about?
Can I say something?
I don't know how old y'all are, but after
I'm 27.
okay, so after the age of like 24, 25, unexpected pregnancies, that's not like you should like that's not a thing anymore. It shouldn't be a thing with women because you know your body, you know what you're doing, you know when your period about to come
And
on.
how old do you
So
think Queen is?
And
25.
so
Her
does
baby is about to
She
be
just
2.
turned 25.
she's already
Yeah,
a
she
mother.
she got a
did.
baby,
Already a mother, and somebody who says that she's had all these other medical issues and she claims that she's had several miscarriages, you don't think that she knows her body well enough that she knows when she's going to conceive, that she doesn't
Man,
know
when you have unprotected sex, you putting yourself at risk, period.
exactly. And so did
And
Clarence.
she
So
Period.
said
let's
she has had
Period.
unprotected sex many a times and have never gotten pregnant. That is a
so
real
y'all
thing.
missed
Okay, I
y'all missed the
understand that,
part
but
in the
she
where
has had a child before, so it's not like she's been through her life and never been pregnant. She has CJ, so it is in her course to have a
And
baby.
she
So
and she
her,
said she almost
part
died
where
from
she
having
told
him. So
Clarence
she thought
that she
CJ
didn't
oh,
was her
believe me, I know.
miracle
I'm
baby.
35 years old and I have 3 kids, and all my kids were high risk, so I know. I know, and I wasn't fertile. Some girls, you look at them and they get pregnant. I wasn't fertile either. All my kids are very far apart.
but
But at the end of the day, she wasn't being. I feel like she maliciously. I feel like if Clarence said to her, "Let's wear a condom," she was the one that say, "Oh, we don't gotta wear one." That's just how I feel.
I can't get
That's
pregnant.
just how I feel.
Yeah, because I can't get
Queen,
pregnant. I've had several miscarriages in the
Queen
I
gives
past.
me
really feel
poke holes
like
and condom
at this
vibes.
point
Sorry.
there's no
Queen gives me poke holes and condom vibes. Sorry. And I said what I said.
at this
All right,
point it
y'all.
really
All right, pause. I'm gonna bring some more people. Oh, y'all crazy. A lot
Keep
of
me
other
on here. Keep me on here because I just got on here. Nique.
All right.
at this point, there's no winning with y'all. Y'all gonna constantly not like her at all. So it doesn't matter what anybody says, you're just not gonna like her.
I mean, at the end of the day,
liking her, not liking her. It's about being real. Y'all don't
No,
be.
I'm
it
not
is
talking
about
about you,
being
Nique.
real.
It's
It's a,
not you. She
real.
said that Queen gives her a certain type of vibe or this vibe. From, in my opinion, there can be a video showing you that this girl didn't do what you said, and not unique.
But
Everyone else is gonna say she's lying, she's this, she's that, she's this, she's that. At this point, just like she said in her video, because I watched them all. I even went back on a whole bunch of videos and did a full timeline. Like,
Hello.
Nick, I can give you a full timeline,
All
even
right,
from
DM
when
to me,
Leslie
DM
was
to me,
talking to
Nika,
people
and
and
we gonna talk
everything.
about it. All
Say
right,
that again.
all right, DM me, and we gonna talk about it.
Okay.
but listen,
All right.
you the full at the end of the day, fell back from Queen when it came to certain situations. My kids used to watch Chris and Queen back when they was on a red couch. It was a lot of things that came out about Chris and Queen that I didn't like because I'm a lot older than them, and a lot of scamming and what they was doing to their fans. So I had a bad taste in my mouth about them then. So the fact that she comes out now and try to play like she's innocent, I don't like that, because you're not innocent. You want nobody, neither her or Clarence are taking their part in this
Wait, can I
situation.
say
Neither
something,
one of them.
please? Can I say something, please? Okay, so my opinion is nobody in the situation is innocent. Queen isn't innocent, Clarence isn't innocent, Chris isn't innocent, neither is Leslie. One thing I liked about Leslie's video today was she spoke her truth. Can we all agree that it was time for her to speak her truth? And I like the fact that she add receipts at the end to show us that what she said is true. That's it.
Period.
Can I say
And
something? Oh, go
and
ahead.
oh,
Sorry.
sorry. And I just believe, yeah, like when Queen, I watched Queen's video and I watched Clarence's video, and Clarence did say in this video that he was talking to other females. Okay, cool. And then Queen said, "Oh yeah, we were friends and we were developing feeling as friends." That's nonsense. You knew what you was doing when you were with Clarence, because she even said she knew he was getting over a 5-year relationship. Like, then you already knew, because you already know he's in a vulnerable state, and he's getting over a relationship, and you're being friends with this guy. That's just, and she even said she had a little crush on him. So to me, that's wrong. You know what I'm trying to say?
Let me put it to y'all like this, all right? This is exactly how I see it. So, you know how Satan takes Jesus to the top of the mountain and says, if you bow down and worship me, I will give you all of this. All of
Yeah.
this. That's literally Queen. Like, she had the fame, she had the money. So that was basically her taking Clarence to the top of the mountain, talking about, if you be with me, you will have everything you want, all this fame, all this money. That's literally what it was, all right? She was thirsty as hell for him. She went after him.
Pick me
Point blank,
vibes. Pick me
Okay.
period.
vibes.
Okay, wait, can I say something? I watched I watched loads of videos. I watched Nique and Nite. I watched all other bloggers' pages. And one thing I want to say is that this like thing where we were comparing women or something like that, that's not cool, first of all. And second of all, like, I agree with Leslie, like, she has every right to feel the way she does because it's her story to tell. And everyone else is making video. Chris's brother, God, Clarence, Queen is making a video because they're all trying to get it back. So what's wrong with her trying to make it back from her emotions? Like, when even Clarence like treated like an hour ago or something, like 30 minutes ago, I'm just watching here like laughing or something like that on his Twitter, and then even people underneath the comments, they're so like I don't know, they're so illiterate because they can't see that this guy is literally I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just trying to say he's trying to downplay Leslie's feelings. And I was really proud of her when she put those receipts in there to make sure that the people know her truth and her side, because you know every time a female says something, we don't believe it, and I don't like that. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
All right. Who else
And
spoke so far? Who else spoke? Damo, did you speak?
I wanted to say something to you, Nique, because I know you got all the receipts and you do it all. But remember back when her and Clarence made a video and they was kind of like joking in the video, talking about, do we want to tell our supporters when I really made that trip to New York? This was before before they even started making videos, when she was still married to Chris. And remember, she went to New York for the quote unquote girls trip.
Yeah.
Leslie was still in the basement then. She went to New York behind Chris back, told Chris that it was going to be a girls trip with her and it was like 3 other girls, and they went to New York and she was going to see Clarence, and that was before they even did their first video.
thirsty.
And then everybody
Oh.
keeps saying 2018 through 2018. Did y'all not see his birthday was in 2017? January, what year is that? 2018. The year turns in January. She got
All right.
pregnant fast as hell.
They telling somebody to call in. Who's Ange? Y'all saying Ange call in, Ange call in. Who is Ange? Who is Ange? I keep seeing the chat say Ange call in, but I don't who's that? Who's that?
Oh, that's her
Um,
ex-best friend.
That's
That's
Queen's
Queen's
ex-best
ex.
friend?
Yeah, that's Queen's ex-best friend.
All right, I'm gonna kick some of y'all off so Ange could call in. All right, let me kick some people off so that all right, Ange, click the link. Click the link. I just put the link in the chat. I just made room for you to chime in and click the link. Click the link. All right, if you take too long, it's going to fill back up. People clicking it again. So I'm trying to keep it. All right. Hey, are you Queen's friend?
Yes.
Okay. Are you the friend that she had back in Detroit or whatever?
Yep.
Are you the one that spoke out when she had started dating the guy where she had cheated on Chris and then
Yep, that was me.
and then she was dating the drug dealer guy and the car got shot up and all this
Yep.
kind of stuff while she was married with Chris? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you got the floor. Go ahead.
I feel like honestly both of them was wrong because the situation, like, okay, so with Leslie, I believe a lot of what she was saying, but it was bits and pieces of her story that didn't make
Can you
sense.
come on camera?
Can I come on camera? Yeah, give me 1 second.
All right.
I look a little wild, but um, I feel like Leslie might have been telling the truth about some of the stuff, but some of her story really didn't add up to me. Um, like when she was talking about the whole pregnancy thing and how she couldn't get pregnant, but then Clarence turned around and said that, or no, she said she could, but then Clarence said that she couldn't. Like a lot of that didn't make sense. And then the whole abortion thing didn't make sense because I remember, I think one of them posted something on Facebook about having a scare, and I can't remember who it was. It was either on Twitter or Facebook, but it's a lot of the story that don't make sense. I do feel like
What
Clarence
part
and
of the
Queen was
story?
both
Okay.
wrong.
So what part of the story do you feel don't make sense?
About what, so Leslie was saying basically that they were still together, but Clarence is saying they wasn't together. If you go back and look at dates, like the time that she went to New York, that's around the time that he was still with Leslie, because she said she was in the basement with him, and it was pictures, like I don't know if she deleted them off her Instagram, but there were pictures of her, like her in the basement around that same time that Queen was in New York. So I don't know, I know her Instagram, like if you go on it now, like she didn't cleared all her pictures off, like all her stuff gone.
Whose story don't add up? I'm confused. Who story don't add up?
Both of theirs, neither one of the stories add up because Leslie's saying something totally different than Clarence is saying. Like the stories don't add up.
So what do you think happened?
I mean, honestly, there's like we never, like nobody will really know what happened because that's what they was doing. But I feel like they definitely was both wrong. He was definitely still messing with Leslie because the way she was talking, you could tell that girl was hurt. Like she was definitely telling the truth about a lot of that. But then Queen was wrong in my opinion because she was still legally married. Now, yeah, she obviously they was separated, but it was like you were still legally married. So you
Do you
still
feel some type
technically
of way that you guys aren't friends anymore? Do
I
you want
was.
to be
I
friends
did. I felt
with
some
her
type of way
again?
for a while, but honestly, I'm over it. Like I didn't matured a lot. I had a whole nother baby. Like I own a business now. I don't like honestly, I don't even be on YouTube like that no more. I just seen the live and hopped on and was listening to everybody. I wasn't even gonna join in. But no, I'm past it now. I was like,
Okay.
it's not no
The last
point. It's
time
not
you
no point
spoke
in
to
being huh?
when was the last time you guys were cool?
Um like we was both pregnant at the same time. Like no, yeah. I found I was pregnant with my son after she had CJ, like 2 weeks after she had CJ, I found out I was pregnant. So the last time I actually seen her was when my son was like maybe 7 months old, and my son's about to be 5 on Halloween. So it's been a while. It's been a minute.
Oh, okay. Why did you guys stop being friends?
I don't know if you probably haven't seen the original video I had posted. I had posted a video back in like I want to say it was 2016 or 17 about the reason me and her fell out. We basically fell out because of Chris. It was just a whole bunch of drama between me and Chris because me and Chris had relations before and she
Wait,
got
what?
mad and yeah, it was a whole story. Like the video,
Well,
I don't
tell us
even know
the
if it's still on
story
there.
because you came on. You might as well tell us something because I don't know the story. I don't know what happened.
So me and Chris had talked maybe it was like 3 years before they got together. And I had told her, and she obviously she listened, but she didn't really believe me. And I found out they was dating like maybe 2 years after that. And I was like, okay. So I came to her, like I told her, like, me and him did stuff together. She was like, yeah, he told me. But he didn't tell her the truth about what we did. Like he just told her we messed around. And I was like, he
What
didn't tell you
y'all
the truth.
did? What
We
y'all?
we had sex, but he told her I gave him head and that was it. I'm like, no, I didn't even give him head. So she went back and was telling him what I was saying and saying that I was a liar. So like we ended up working everything out. We was cool. And then she got pregnant with CJ. And that's when he started acting all crazy. I'm like, okay. So I go on Instagram and he had said something about selling his Instagram page. I'm like, how you sell an Instagram page? What are you talking about selling an Instagram page? And he told her to delete me. So she deleted me. I'm like, wait a minute. And after that, like I think that was probably the last time we talked because she had CJ by this point. Like CJ was maybe a couple months old because I was there when he was born. And then I was there the whole time she was in labor. I was at the hospital. Um, yeah. And then I seen him maybe 5 times after she had him. And then Chris was basically like, I don't want her around my son. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Why didn't he want you around the son?
Because because he knew that me and Queen was close and he knew what he did was messed up. And he knew that I knew stuff about him that I was gonna tell Queen and he didn't want that shit to happen. So like
Okay. So if I could
it's a
reiterate
lot.
what you said was, um, so you messed with him 3 years prior to her messing with him. Were you
Yeah,
and Queen
it was
friends at
probably
the
2 or 3. So me and Queen have been friends since we were 12 years old, and I'm 26. So we were friends for a minute. Yeah, like
time? Okay.
that was my homie. Like we was close. We
So
lived
when you met,
together.
so okay, so normally homies, when you homies, you be like, girl, I just messed with such and such. When you messed with Chris, did you tell her?
No, because they hadn't met at this point. Like when me and Chris messed around, she hadn't even met him yet. Like she didn't even know he existed at this point. Me and Chris messed around. I want to say my 8th or 9th grade year. And then they started talking maybe 2 years after that. I found out. So basically, I had moved. We both lived in Romulus. And then I moved. I moved to Detroit. I had moved to the city. When I moved to the city, me and her kind of fell off for a second. Like we wasn't on bad terms. We just kind of, our friends kind of just stopped talking once in a while. And then y'all pop back up like, hey, girl, I miss you. We just kind of fell off for a second. And when we finally met back up, that's when I had went on Facebook and I seen pictures of her and Chris. I'm like, huh? Like I know they not dating. And then that's how I found out. So I called her, like as soon as I found out they was dating, I called her, I told her what happened. And she was like, yeah, I already know. I'm like, okay. So in my head, I'm like, dang, that's kind of messed up. Like, I messed with him. You supposed to be cool with me. You still did it. But yeah, she still did it. She
So
didn't care.
so after you told her that, you messed with him and she still, continued to um go forward with messing with him or talking to him, how long after that were you guys friends?
I was in Detroit for about a year. And then I think I moved back to Romulus. And when I moved back, yep, because that's the year we had both got pregnant, I think. Because I was in Detroit, I got pregnant with my son in 2015. So I think it was around 2015. So it was about a year until we had started like hanging out again and like getting close together. Because every time I would try to hang out with her, Chris didn't want me to. Like he didn't want me to come to the house. He didn't want me to come around her. Like if I would like we would go to Coney Island all the time. And at this time we was living in Lincoln Park. And we would always like go up the street to the Coney Island like at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Like we was always at Coney. And we would be talking and she would just, tell me like the stuff they was going through or like the little issues they had had. And when he found out we was going up there, he cut all that off. Like he was like, no, like I don't want you talking to her. And that's when our relationship kind of started to get a little rocky. Like I noticed we shoot like she would text me every day. She went from texting every day to like maybe sending one text like every 3, 4 days. I would try to call her, she wouldn't answer the phone. And then she got pregnant with CJ. when she got pregnant with CJ, that's when everything just went downhill. Like he was like, no, this is my family. You can't come around. But he was like that with her mom too. Like he didn't want her mama around.
So he
So
was basically being controlling, basically.
definitely, yes, all the time. Like this man, yes. You will have to watch the video I made because I told about I talked
So
about a
if
lot of
okay,
stuff.
so if you wasn't friends with her after that, so how did you know about what happened with her and the drug dealer that she was talking to? How did you
She
know
had
about
told me
that?
she had told me this she told me this a while back. Like I knew about that situation like before me and her even fell out. I knew about that for years.
So when did the drug dealer guy happen before CJ?
I want to say it was right before CJ. Like it wasn't, yeah, because they was, yep, it had to have been right before CJ, like maybe 6 or 7 months before he was even conceived. Because she wasn't talking to no, like I know for a fact she never cheated on Chris. I know she never cheated on Chris. But
She admitted to cheating on Chris.
really?
She admitted that she talked to the drug dealer guy. Yeah, she admitted that.
See, I didn't hear that whole story then because I keep hearing people talking about it. But the only thing I knew was that I
So then
heard
what did
that
she tell you if because I could have sworn she admitted that she talked to the guy because the girlfriend had came out and then Queen had did a video
oh, see, I
and
ain't know nothing
Chris
about
had did
that.
a video.
I didn't even know that. I just
So
heard
what did she
about
tell you about it?
I just heard about the drug dealer in general and that she was dating him and then she found out he was bad news because I remember her mom spoke up about it too. And when I heard all like when I was told the story, it was just that they was dating, they wasn't serious or nothing like that. I didn't even know there was a girlfriend involved. I ain't know none of that.
Yeah, there was a girlfriend who came forward and she said
Oh wow.
the guy was in jail or something. And
I
then
heard that. Yep, I heard the guy
she
was
was
in jail.
he gonna be getting out of jail soon and whoopty whoop, all this stuff.
Oh wow. Yeah, see, I didn't hear none of that.
So do you think maybe
Like
you guys know about two different guys? Maybe it's a different guy.
it might be. I'm start yeah, it might have been a different guy that I thought of. Because the guy that she had told me about, I ain't hear none of that. Like I didn't do it. This guy was single and stuff. So this probably a whole nother guy then.
Oh, okay. Is there
But
anything else
yeah,
you want to tell us?
um, not really. I mean, if y'all start talking about something and I like something comes to my head, then I'll probably comment it. But I mean, if y'all like, unless y'all got some questions y'all want to ask me, then I don't mind answering questions. But
Do y'all got any questions? If y'all got any questions for her, put Q before the question so that I know it's a question. Let me see if people in the private chat have any questions. Um, let's see. Put Q in front of the questions. How many guys with girlfriends has she met with? Says Jada Lee.
how many what?
Guys with girlfriends has she messed with? Well, it don't sound like she. I don't think she would. You know, I don't think you would know that, or would you? I don't know.
I don't think. I don't think it was. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think it was like any, honestly, besides, I mean, Clarence, but we don't really know that true story. So I'm not really sure about that. That I
Okay,
would have no idea about.
what do you think about Clarence and Queen relationship?
In the beginning, I kind of was like kind of iffy about it. I'm like, I don't really think he into her. But now, like after seeing his video, I can tell he care about her. But it's still some things that be going on, and I just be like, but I definitely think they care about each other though.
All right, somebody said is Queen a colorist?
No, Queen just goofy as hell.
All right, somebody said so. Queen is a confirmed cheater and a man stealer. That's what somebody said in the chat.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. I have
Um,
no idea.
did Chris beat her while she was pregnant?
So I also talked about that in my video. He didn't beat her, but he was like real like aggressive. But I won't say he beat her, no.
Somebody said, "Do you believe she wrote Queen of Lies to promote her album?"
No. That junk takes so much energy. Like the way that story was written out, the way that they explained that story, that was somebody that was really bored with their life and they had nothing to do.
All right. Somebody said, so when you first F Chris, you didn't tell Queen until you saw them in pictures.
When me and Chris had messed around, me and Queen, I don't think Me and Queen wasn't living nowhere near each other. Me and Chris messed around like I can't even remember the year it was. I just know it was 8th grade. And that was around the time that me and her was both moving. So we both was always moving. Like she went from Ipsy to Lincoln Park, back to Romulus, back to Lincoln Park. And I went from Romulus to Lincoln Park to Detroit to Lincoln Park. So we was always moving. So there was like gaps in our friendship where we would go like months on end without hearing from each other, and then we would just pop back up. So around the time that me and Chris had did stuff together, I didn't feel the need to tell her because that like they didn't know each other. Like if that makes sense. Now if it was somebody that I knew she physically knew, then yeah, I would have been like, girl, guess what? But she didn't know him, so there was no reason to tell her. Like if that makes any sense.
All right. Somebody said, "Is Queen a good soul?"
She is. I think she just got a lot of stuff that she want to speak out about, and she holds a lot of stuff inside. She don't really. She'll wait until it builds all up, and then she'll just like explode. And that was like something I used to always tell her, like you gotta speak up, like don't just let stuff build up because that's it's not healthy. But she is a good soul. She don't be meaning no bad.
All right. Somebody said, "Why don't Queen have any friends?"
Damn, that's deep. Um, shoot, I don't know. I haven't spoke to her in years. Like it's been a while since I spoke to her. I mean I've heard from different people. Like I know Markeisha was also her friend, and they fell out because of Chris too. So a lot of it stemmed back to Chris. Like, and then it's like when she gets in relationships, she just kind of forget that she had friends. If I mean,
All
shoot,
right.
that's
Somebody
basically
said,
what
"Do you
happened.
think that Claire is using her for clout?"
Yes and no. In the beginning, I felt like he more so was. Now I kind of feel like he really didn't turn into like a family man for real.
Okay. In the 8th grade, where did Chris stay?
He lived in the same subdivision as me, so I was living in Romulus in like this little place called what did they call it back then? I don't even know. It was like some little houses, like older houses, and then he stayed in what was called like the Meadows. Like they were brand new houses that had got built
Wait, y'all
maybe
messed
like
around in 8th grade?
we messed around. Yeah, we was in like 8th grade when we messed around.
Girl, you was young getting it in. What the heck?
Mm, I was no, I was
Girl, that's like 13, 12.
I was four. No, I was 14. So it might have been 9th grade. My mistake. It might have been 9th grade then, because I was yeah, I was about 14.
All right. Somebody says, "Has Queen ever lied to you?"
I don't know. Shoot, that's a good question. I don't think so. I
All
don't think
right.
she did.
Somebody said, "Is Queen fake to you?"
Mm, I ain't gonna speak on that. I'm not gonna speak on that.
All right. Let's see. Did I miss any? Did Queen even know that Q was married when she was messing with him? I don't know who Q.
That I have always wondered that, but I don't
Who's
know.
Q? I don't know about Q. Who's
Q
Q?
Q is an old ex. And I think if it's the same guy that I think you talking about, it was a guy that had went to the same church, I believe. I might be mistaken, but that name, I definitely have heard that name before.
Okay, I don't know who Q is. Let's see. Did I miss any questions? Why did Queen disown you and claim she didn't know you?
Girl, I don't know. Cause she crazy. Cause I was in that girl whole dang on labor and delivery video. That junk was wild. I seen that junk. I was like, really? But you don't know me though. But you just let somebody you don't know be in a room when you pushing a baby out. Okay.
Okay. Oh, they said Q is the drug dealer. Are you being nice to gain her friendship back?
No, I could care less, honestly. I got other stuff to worry about.
Okay. Somebody said, "What is Queen's real age?"
She's 20. Is she 25? Yeah, she just turned 25.
Okay. I think that's all the questions.
Well, alrighty,
All
y'all.
right. Well, thank you for chiming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's all of them. Wait, let me see. Did she act funny after Fame?
Definitely. Yes. Her whole demeanor changed.
All right. Somebody
Definitely.
says, what do you miss the most about Queen?
See, I can't really answer that because the last time I talked to her, we was younger. Like we was younger. I hadn't had my second child yet. She hadn't had her second child yet. So I feel like we both like changed. I mean, she changed in different ways, but like we definitely both changed. So I can't really say what I miss about her because she's not the same person now, if that makes sense.
Okay. I mean, but what I missed it. What'd you say?
I basically was just saying I can't really answer that because like a lot of years have passed since then, so I can't really name
I
something
mean,
that I
but
would
what did you
miss.
miss when she was how she was when you liked her, when y'all was cool? Like, what did you miss about that version of her?
So a lot of people was like, okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but like in her videos with Chris, she was a lot happier to me. That's just my opinion. She was a lot happier in her videos with Chris. A lot of people say that they see a difference in her with Clarence, like she act more timid or more shy or more like she don't really want to be on a camera like that. So definitely her goofy side, like that was like a big funny thing. Like always, we used to always joke. We would like go to like little fast food places and order shit in like a funny tone, like a funny voice and stuff. So she was definitely more goofy when she was with Chris to me.
Okay. Um, let's see. Somebody said, did she ever want to be a girly girl before Clarence?
She was, yeah, she was definitely a girly girl when we was talking. Yeah, definitely. We used to go to church. She used to always wear dresses or have her hair down and like natural, like curly. She would always want to do her makeup. She was, yeah, she was definitely more girly when she was with Chris.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, thank you for chiming in.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so that was Ange. I guess her and Queen were best friends or real cool around the time that she had CJ, and she just chimed in. What do you guys think about the Q&A that she answered? And should we take some more calls? Or should I wrap this live? We had an hour and 30. I just wanted to be on here for an hour and 30. So um somebody said, "Why are you interviewing her?" She just clicked on. People was saying, "Add her, add her, add her." So I'm just like, okay, well, what what's good? Like, what can we? What am I at? Like, I don't know. Shoot. All right, y'all said take some more calls. I'm ready to wrap it up. So y'all gotta be very, very quick, very, very quick. Tatiana. Tatiana.
Oh, hey. I totally forgot what I had to say after like that whole conversation or whatever. But with the thing about her trapping Clarence, I honestly believe it because last night after all that the videos and all that stuff, our live stream last night, I ended up going back and I ended up seeing that Chris ended up doing a video reacting to her am I a home wrecker video or whatever. And basically he mentioned again, which he brought to my mind what he had mentioned like a while ago. He was in college when she had CJ. Like he was not trying to have CJ. He was trying to do him. He was in a whole different like headspace and she ended up pregnant. And Queen even has mentioned multiple times that she said, I think to Clarence, she was like, I didn't want you to feel like I was trapping you because I felt like with Chris, like that same thing happened. He was in college and all this. And so I just feel like a lot of things are being confirmed by Leslie's story. And I just thank her for coming out with these receipts and just kind of bringing truth to light because they really do act like they're this perfect couple. And I feel like, and Queen comes off as like, oh, I'm this transparent person and I need to stop being as transparent as I am. But it's really showing like, Queen, you're not as transparent as you say you are. Like you have a lot of holes in your stories and you hold back a lot. So I don't know, but it's interesting. I'm just watching stuff, everything else unfold.
All right. Thank you, Tatiana. GC said, what is my Cash App? It's on the screen. It's been scrolling across the bottom of the screen all time we've been on here. Nique at Night 12. Morgan, did you already talk, Morgan? Morgan? All right. Day, did you already speak, Day?
No, can you hear me?
Yes.
I just wanted to say that I just feel like a lot of people are going like trying to pick who they believe and who they don't believe. When honestly, I feel like I've been in a situation like that, and I feel like they're both telling the truth. Yes, Queen might have did some little, some wrongdoings, but I feel like everybody's been young and at a point to where if you feel like you've been broken and you've been getting beat on and things like that, if you have somebody that you have a crush on or that you like, you want to go after them. I mean, that's just normal. So I don't think she's necessarily a homewrecker for that. And I also feel like Leslie has the right to feel how she feel, because if you're in an on and off relationship for years, even if you're off, you're going to think that there's going to be an on time again. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of people should stop trying to pick sides and just understand that both women were going through something, both women were being hurt, both women were being lied to. So it's not a, oh, Leslie's wrong, or a, oh, Queen's a homewrecker. And that's all I wanted to say, because I don't like when people point fingers when in all reality both of them were hurt.
All right. Thank you, Day.
Okay.
All right. Des, have you went already?
Yes, but I have a really quick question before I go.
Go ahead.
My question was, what was the point of interviewing Chris's mom and Des's, what's the name? Leslie's name, sorry.
You said what was the point of interviewing Chris's mom?
Yeah, and Leslie's mom.
They called in and they are a part of the story. So if we can get firsthand information for people, why wouldn't we interview them? Did you watch the interview?
Oh, yes, I watched the interview. I watched the whole entire interview and I found it
So
really
you watched the
interesting.
whole thing and you said what? I mean, for that reason, if you watched it, that's why.
I understand that, but a lot of people were calling like the mom bitter and stuff like that, and that she's toxic and stuff like that on Twitter. So I was just saying like, what's the point? Because now they're even more hating on the mom as well.
What was that?
Well, they're hating on the mom, like they're calling her bitter, calling her psycho and stuff like that. It's all over like Queen's Twitter and Clarence's Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Des.
Yeah, I can't.
Kay?
Yeah. I was kind of gonna say like the same thing, but I don't know. The one before her had said about, it's everybody is at fault. You know what I mean? Like Clarence was clearly lying to both of them. Queen probably knew, and she was kind of younger too, but at the same time, like she said, he was hurt. She was hurt. They was both hurt. And at the point, at the age that she was, sometimes people don't care if somebody got a boyfriend or not. You know what I mean? Everybody's been at that age where they don't care if you got a girlfriend or not. You know what I mean? I just think that she would be better off just saying, I messed up. You know what I mean? Instead of just saying, oh, I didn't know. You knew. You did know. You knew, and it's okay. You was young, like you said, she was younger. She messed up. She'd be better off just saying that. I messed up. I knew he had a girlfriend. Okay. Like she said, I can get her saying that, they was first cool, even though she thought he was cute, and then they grew into loving each other. That makes a lot of sense. Same time, Clarence was wrong putting her information out, and like her ex friend was saying, Clarence said she could get pregnant. She said she had problems. So everybody's wrong at a point here, and they just need to admit it. And I think the mamas just need to stay out of it. That's my opinion.
All right. Thank you, Kay. All right, Sim.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, basically, from Clarence came on live and he spoke the way how he spoke about Leslie. If I was Leslie, I would not be coming on back on YouTube or anything saying how I feel about this guy, because he totally make it clear that, look, I do not love you. I felt this way about Queen. And I also need to think that people need to stop dragging Queen. I feel like this whole live is about hating on Queen. For what reason? I don't get it.
Well,
Like
bigger up, girl.
everyone
Bigger
can
up. Tell everybody what they need to know about Queen, girl. Tell them. And tell me too, girl,
Like,
because I know you
I
probably got
mean,
some words. Go ahead.
I've been watching it.
Go
I'm
ahead, girl.
thinking like no one ain't got nothing good to say about this girl, and she hasn't done anything wrong. And in the middle of everything, they're leaving out Clarence out the whole situation. And this man, you can see that this guy really loves her. So I don't get the problem why everyone's like queen this, queen that, queen this, queen that. Like she hasn't done nothing wrong. And Leslie is dumb. She is stupid, yeah, to be like, oh, but I loved him, and he's not coming back. Like she needs to get that in her head. He's not coming back because he loves Queen. So like she needs to get over it. I will not make another video for about Clarence and Clarence this. Like Clarence is not coming back. He's happy with Queen and his kid. And everyone's talking about like there's not a baby in the picture. There's a kid in the picture. So like stop dragging the girl. Let her live. Like I'm sitting here listening to the live and I feel like it's all hate. It's literally all hate, and the hate is real. It's so real. Like, let the girl be. You know, she's coming from the bottom, coming up, and she's making. When she met Clarence, like, she was like trying to build her own YouTube channel. Yes, she was on YouTube with Chris, but like, she was literally starting from scratch again. So I don't know why everyone's like, oh, Clarence is with her for the fame. She was literally starting from the bottom, coming up again. Like, let the girl live. Like, it's all hate, man. Everything's all hate. Proper hate. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, one question. So, if you have a fan base, you have a million people who are your fan, and then you make a personal page, your fans follow you to that page and you have thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers. Is that really starting from the bottom? And you're making collaboration videos with other popular YouTubers at the time, and your videos are hitting millions of views and you're making money on your personal channel because you've already had a continuous fan base. Is that,
I'm
I
not.
mean,
I'm not.
I
I'm
guess
saying that when they met, it's not like she was out there singing or had anything. She literally released medicine while
but she
she
still
was with
had
Clarence as
clout.
well. So I
She
don't.
already had a following. She had clout. She was already, I think she was verified at the time on, like she already had clout.
I don't see it though. Like I feel like the hate is so real towards her, and I don't see this man trying to get clout off Queen because like I feel like they're genuinely together. Like they literally love each other. So I feel like people should just let them be and just get over the whole fact that Queen this, Clarence that, Leslie this. Like I feel like they just need to put this in the past. It's been like 5 years. Like let these people be and let them live their life. That's how I see it. They've got a kid together now.
All
Like,
right.
get over it.
All right. That's on period. Thank you for chiming in.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. We're going to go to Morgan. Love.
Hello?
Hey.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to touch point on what the last caller was saying. I don't think most people hate Queen. I just think that if you start with a lie, you have no choice to run with it. And then when the truth does come out, it seemed like you were lying. Now, when Queen was with Clarence, people had sympathy. They were with her because um, Chris cheated on her. But when cheating allegation came out on Queen's end, people were saying move on with the life. It happened already. There's no need for you to go back. Just let her live her life. Now Leslie, she came on, she basically told her part of her story because no one heard of her, no one got to hear her story, and she just gave us a little snippet on what she went through, on the roller coaster emotions that she was going through when Clarence was stringing her along. And I feel like just like we had, I think we all women felt sad for Queen when she got cheated on and made her music medicine. We should have the same position for Leslie to come on and share what she have to say. Not that she want clout. I don't think she wants clout. I think she just want her story to be out there so people to know that she doesn't want Clarence. She just wants you guys to understand that yes, they are together, but know that when I didn't say nothing doesn't mean that that was the truth. That was a lie. And this guy was still talking to me. Now, the whole Chris and Queen thing, everybody go through stuff when they're at their adolescence and young adult. People cheat on people. People are not as loyal that you need to be to your significant other. But we have to understand we all make mistakes and we all have to forgive each other, but the internet doesn't forgive and it don't forget. People will always remember what you did wrong and always try to throw your wrong in your face. And I think that's what's going on now. Queen wants to move on with her life. Queen wants to do her album, but people are pulling her skeletons out the closet so as Clarence to throw in her face. Now we all have to understand we are human, we're not God. We are human, we all make mistakes, and we all have to live with our mistakes. So we all have to figure out how we're going to forgive and move on and support one another. Chris's mom, people going to Chris's mom and attacking her and saying things that are not like you don't have no humanity. That is wrong because Chris's mom had nothing to do with Chris and Queen's relationship. Just like Clarence's mom and Queen's mom, they don't have nothing to do with their relationship. Whatever the decision that they make to live with each other and whatever they decide to do to let the public know, and not let the public know, that is their decision. Now, I hear a lot of people say that Clarence and Queen has a kid, and let them live their family. But what about CJ? When CJ gets older, he's going to look at this. He's going to watch these videos. Even we don't know if YouTube is going to be on when he gets older, but if it is, he's gonna find this video and he's gonna see why they talk about my mom like that. Why did they talk about my dad? Now at the end of the day, is between Queen and Chris and Clarence to sit down, talk to CJ, and
Oh, she clicked off. I don't know what happened. Um, Lady Chief.
Hey, yeah, this is what I'm gonna say. Just a couple things real quick. So I don't hate Queen, but I do feel like Queen is a lost soul that feels like she needs a man. And for her, because her friend said that Chris wouldn't let her around her mom. The same thing Clarence doing. She's just repeating the same damn thing that she went through. But everybody got to be held accountable on all sorts. And Queen know what she was doing. She talked about how she knew that he was crying over Leslie and going through things with Leslie. So I just look at it like it's just everybody's accountable. Everybody's accountable for their part in it. But as far as this chat, I'm blocking the heck out of people today. Bye bye.
All right. All right. So let me see. I didn't want to be on here for 2 hours again today. Y'all be keeping me on here. So I'm gonna take two more people on. Um Unique.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
I just wanted to say, like, I think the whole situation is pretty crazy. I feel like, you know, they all have their own version of the truth. Queen has her version of the truth. Clarence has his. Chris has his. Leslie has hers. And the problem is everybody wants to believe one truth, but you're never gonna get. That's never gonna go that way. Everybody's gonna all have their own version of the truth. They all see things differently, and that's what people just need to respect. And they should stop hating on Leslie for telling her truth, because I mean it took a lot, and it took her 3 years to actually do this. So I mean
All
I
right.
applaud her for actually speaking her truth. And I just feel like everybody just needs to understand, like I said, everybody all has their own version of the truth, and it's never going to be the same.
All
So
right. Damo, I'm gonna go one by one. Damo, Lauren, then it's gonna go at like just complete your thoughts really quick because I really want to wrap it up. So go Damo, then Lauren, then Quarantine, then Nina. Go.
Okay. So basically, I just wanted to chime in after the young lady said that everybody was hating on Queen. I just basically just want to say she's saying that, you know, Clarence is not going back to Leslie because he's so in love with Queen. He's in love with that clout. Like we said, he's always going to be in love with that clout. That's what he wanted. He got it. And for them both to say in their videos, oh, if we do not make it, if they so in love, that shouldn't even be a factor. Y'all should be talking about marriage if y'all so in love. Why would y'all even put that in the atmosphere that y'all may not make it? He already got his eyes probably set on the next prize, to be honest. That's all I gotta say. I love you, Nique.
All right. Love you too, boo. Lauren.
Hi. So I just wanted to say real quick, I've been in Leslie's position, but I feel like everybody needs to take accountability. And at the end of the day, Leslie already stated this wasn't Clarence's first time cheating on her, and she chose to stay the first time. So I don't understand what makes now that whether he cheated or moved on and said he needed space, he kind of did the same thing. He's been doing the same thing to you in the relationship. So he never respected the relationship to begin with. So at the end of the day, it came to all of this, and I probably hurt really bad. I can understand. I've been through a 5-year relationship and got cheated on. So I understand where she's coming from, but it's like, he cheated on you before. Why didn't you make videos or,
Well, she's
she had
only
to take
making a video
accountability for
because she
taking
was
him.
brought up. Like a lot of you guys keep saying, like, why is she talking now? That's because she's being spoke on. There's
Right.
people.
She has every right to speak on it. But to
Yeah.
bash Queen, I just feel like at the end of the day, anyone, if a woman can take your man, that it could have been anybody else. Like if they can take him, like girl, have him then, because he doesn't respect you. He's not giving you the same respect that he's giving Queen, and that's on him. That don't really have nothing to do with Queen. Queen didn't know you, and you can't expect so much from a woman. And exactly, she is young. She's going through her own experiences. She's going through her own thing, and she's learning as she goes. So she has her flaws. So to call her out on it when it's
So are
really
you
it's
saying that it's
Clarence.
okay for Queen to have flaws, but it's not okay for other people to have
No,
flaws?
it's okay for other people to have flaws, but I'm saying I just don't feel like it was Queen's fault. Like I don't feel like Queen had nothing to do with it. She doesn't owe her anything. Maybe the way she went about it, but that could have been any woman. Girls are sliding in men's DMs all the time. Now it's up to Clarence. Y'all had this relationship. He's the one who's been cheating on you. You already said you didn't trust him. Why now bash Queen? Because he came up from it. I think she should deal with Clarence. That's her issue.
I'm gonna be real with you. I think what's really going on. You know how you ever seen the interaction between how people feel about Nicki Minaj based on how her barbs treat people? A lot of the reasons why some people feel the way that they feel about Nicki Minaj is because of her barbs. They do too much and they make you feel like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all coming at me, so I'm about to attack this person. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's the same thing. Like there will legit be people who will be minding their business and then the barbs will attack them. And the barbs, your fan base is a reflection of you. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like she could be in a position to where, you know, like all of her fans are saying mean and evil things, like she said in her video. They were saying stuff like to her, like, look at her. She got the baby. You didn't. Whoopty whoopty whoop. That's gonna make you feel some type of way. Like, first of all, truth be told, this is how you know what I'm saying? And it'll make you snap. That's kind of how I really look at it.
And
But
that's all understandable. That's understandable because I would snap too, and I probably would talk shit about her too. But at the end of the day, I just feel like it's really not her fault. I really feel like it's Clarence, and it's also yours because you held on this long. And
I don't
now
think she held
sometimes
on. I
God
don't,
shows you that he got to slap you in your face in order for you to like really get over it because you say he's been cheating on you. and you chose to stay, and that's why you didn't trust them. Like y'all were going through things, and maybe when it was good, but then it had to come to this because you chose to stay. But he didn't respect the relationship. And then he comes on the screen, and the way he's talking, it's like, yeah, even her mom saying it was so much love there, it doesn't look like it, because he's still showing he never respected you.
I really don't think he got respect for no women, honestly. I don't think he got I think he's putting on a facade. I'm not saying that he don't love Queen, but honestly, the way he talks, I just don't see that he has respect for no women.
I
But
think it's a little manipulative, but I think he
yeah,
does have love, but it's also he thinking about himself too. I think he's grown to
yeah,
love
he doing
Queen.
what he got to do to keep his position going. But thank
Right.
you, Nina. I mean, not Nina. Lauren, go ahead.
Yeah, no problem.
Go
Hello,
ahead.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, I just got one quick question. So why do people keep saying that like Queen isn't his type? And probably Leslie Lee is. Like I feel like they don't look alike, but they kind of resemble each other. They're light skinned and they're not, they kind of like resonate. They don't look alike, but I just want to know like why do people say that? You
Because
know,
he said that pretty much.
But he didn't specify like why Queen isn't his type, because why would you
And
go
and
out
he
with
said that
somebody?
she wasn't really spicy or whatever he said. He said it in his Smash or Pass video. If you look at the girls that he said that he would smash, they look like a Leslie type of chick. Queen she's light skinned, yeah, but she's not like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
I,
think she's
I feel like
pretty. Leslie, she's a beautiful girl, and Queen is a beautiful girl too. But that was just, threw me off. Like the other video you had, like when people were saying Queen's not even his type. I'm like, why? Like, I never knew he felt that way, but maybe that's his, like,
maybe did you see the Smash or Pass that he did with Mod the God and he passed on Queen?
No, I never seen that video, but I heard about it.
Okay, go watch it. And that's where you kind of you'll get where people coming from.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right. Corn oh corn wait. Quarantine I don't know what that's saying. All right, you ain't ready. Dark Cam Gang. Dark Cam. All right. All right, so that's all for this video. I didn't want to stay 2 hours, but y'all got me here for 2 hours, but I got to go. This is, like I said, this will probably be the last video that I do unless Clarence or somebody reacts to my video or something like that. More than likely this is my last video on this topic. Back to regular scheduled programming. Y'all know that I don't like to stay on them for too long. So back to my celebrity gossip, back to the other gossip, the other news. If you're new here for this story, sorry. I'm probably not gonna stick on this. You're gonna get my other content. So that's just that on that, just letting y'all know. And I don't know, that's it. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for riding the waves. Thank everybody who came out with the exclusives, the mama, the friends, the other mamas, and everybody coming and tuning in. Thank y'all for rocking with your girl on these live streams. Be sure to share them and be sure to visit my website, nique@nite.com. It is going across the screen. And if you want to be generous with a donation, my Cash App is open, because y'all I don't know what YouTube be going on. They be like, I'm saying, I don't know. Y'all might they show you girls to love. I don't know. But good night. Have a good night. Peace.